Hey, what's going on out there? Sean Tyus here, and calling out to all those producers out there, but it's an interesting video for anybody that wants to watch it for a little demonstration. I had this idea this morning to demonstrate how to make some of your own incredibly detailed percussion loops. Yeah, we'll sit down and do it step by step, but first I need you to run to the kitchen real quick and go grab, most kitchens would have plastic Tupperware containers of, this one's just full of sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, pine nuts, I think that's it, and you just want something that shakes up really good, that you can shake to a decent rhythm, okay? Any BPM is going to be fine. In fact, I'm not even going to record to a BPM. And I'll step up to my microphone. I'm already running the record. I'm already recording. No. And then do it a couple more times. You don't even need to be sounding like you're totally in a beat, and I was absolutely horrible to show you how strong the power of, I guess you could do it with any sequencer, but you have to do it, or DAW for you youngins. And we'll step right in and see what I got. Okay, so for the purposes of keeping the video nice and short and sweet, I did a bit of pre-preparation just to make sure that this was actually going to go somewhere and be something worth showing you. But we could just take the original audio here for the bunch of the shakes, kind of just put them all together. And they're not quantized or anything. You'll hear how loose everything is. And you could just take that, make a new audio track, take little bits of maybe 4, but include the 5th. And that when I say 4 hits, but include a 5th hit on your loops, so that this way, when you're setting up a bar or even 1/4 note worth of percussion, that you have the tail, so it doesn't just end in silence. We're going to cut to it, so I'll show you what I mean in a second. So you take 5, and basically I would want to bring a kick drum in, or you can put a click track, metronome, whatever, but I'd rather put a kick with it so I can get a bit of a feel. Okay, so I brought a kick in to also help kind of show us where we are in terms of the beat. We can mute this one there. So I've just taken a random 4 out of the arrangement. You will get good results almost with any bits you take. So you don't have to obsess too much. You can also make 20 different versions, and you pull from different places. So if I'm going to go here, I got lucky there, but it can still be much, much tighter. So let's just go with warp. For beats mode, we'll start with beats mode, I guess, and go from there. So this is going to be the end of our bar, and that's why we have the 5th. That's why we have the 5th. Okay, and of course in here the 6th hit as well. You don't want to cut out just 4, otherwise you're going to end up with just silence and stuff like that. So right now I'm going to Command J to consolidate, which should just be called join, because it's it just basically resamples it as just this audio. So it's just these 6 hits now. So now I have a little bit more of good references in terms of where I am on the beat grid. So now I want to see that this middle hit is going to be more lined up with the offbeat. And when I move this one over here, and now we're starting to hear the beats mode working, which kind of sucks. I was hoping it wouldn't happen so quick, but we can work with that. Let's get this hit a little. So a little bit of artifacts happening. There we go. Complex is doing a good job. Nice too. Texture. I like texture. That's good. So each one of the warp modes will give you slightly different results. Beat mode gives you a little bit more of a glitchy sound. Sometimes it's not so bad. I mean, you could put it into beats mode, and you kind of get weird. Get really, really cool things probably to go with your mid bass and stuff like that by doing it that way too. So we'll just stick with this for now, and we'll go back to texture. But I think I had already selected like 2 groups of 4 that I really liked, and so we'll start with the first layer of one of the ones that I picked already about 30 minutes ago, and start going through the first step of what to do here. So this was the first step, and so I had the 1, this loop, and I quantize that one, of course, like this. And then don't even have to be perfect. Don't think about, see, obviously this one, look, it's even the second hit of the thing is happening, the second hit of, let's call it the shaker seeds, is happening just a little bit before the second 16th note. You don't have to be perfect. Shakers are not made to be perfect, so, and neither is percussion. So, the more groove you can get and the less locked to the grid you are. The grids are more or less just guidelines. So now we'll start putting a little bit, so now I found the sound a bit weak, so we're going to beef it with a little bit of saturation. You know, off, on, and then we go with a little bit of filtering and really, really high resonance on a high pass. Kind of bringing out the, you know, kind of the texture of a drum there, almost like a little tribally. A little reverb for just ambience, and the delay is optional. You can go crazy with the delay. It's nice, but we don't necessarily need it because I ended up turning it off after this. So then I'm going to make a second layer, which is the same exact thing. Same processing. I left the delay on this one, but this one I've pitched down with and I put it in complex warp mode, pitched it down with the transpose just in the inspector, and you end up with this layer. So then two together, so you're actually starting to really, really build, and it's starting to sound like actual drums. This one was also very, very similar. I don't know why I tested the vocode. I tested vocoding it with noise, which was also a nice result. I mean, I'll show you actually what that sounds like. You can vocode things with its own noise generator, and it kind of sounds more like this then. You can do lots of things. But in the end, I just didn't think it was necessary. And this is a minus. I've transposed this one, which is also it's just a copy of the same loop. If you're wondering why this is just one part and this is two parts making up the one part, I've just glued it together, no problem. And this is -4 semitones down. So then to highlight certain areas of the loop, I was like, you know what this needs? So if you listen to all those three together, it's sounding really, really cool. Actually, maybe I don't even think I need. Let's use it anyway, just to show you what they all layered together is going to sound like. And of course, you could resample it out, take the delay off first, just to make your life a little bit easier. But you can sample that out and resample it to make it just one audio file, which is fine. But one thing I wanted to do was take one hit out of it, and so this hit, and then really, really pop it with. I'm just going to turn these off for a second. So this. And then turn off these additional plugins, the additional just a longer reverb, a delay, which of course, as you see, is heavily filtered, and a really, really high resonant peak, just to really make the sound pop. So turn them, and it's 100% reverb, by the way. So now you want to just get that, and now with context of the other two, and let's put a kick drum with that again now. And if you want to say, do kind of your lower stuff, so like, you know, I hear techno is very popular with the kids these days. Yeah, you could do that. You take the sound, pitch it way the hell down. I also used Ableton Live's Corpus plugin under membrane setting to give it a little bit more pop in that low mid area. We're going to basically create one of those reverby kind of bass lines. So if you start it with nothing, let's just turn off everything so you hear where I'm going with everything. Let's turn off the suppressor too. This doesn't do anything useful. It does, but not just here. So and then I have this pitch down -13 semitones. Don't be so concerned about being in key. This is percussion after all, and it's relatively noise based, so there's not much of a pitch to it. So you don't need to worry about, oh God, what key am I in? Am I going to be? It's just going to sync up. It's, you know, it's noise based percussion really. So you don't need to worry too much about everything. This is now going to be. Oh. So that sounds like shit without anything on it. So now we need to kind of beef up the low mid a bit. So push it a little bit. I don't like that pop, but let's just put a filter on it. Let's see where we're at there. There we go. Still popping. Let's get that. Actually, I won't even hear the pop because I'm going to put it on. That's fine. Put an LFO tool on it for just a bit of ducking out. And then, by the way, that also gets rid of the pop effectively, too. And you might want one more EQ just to iron it out. Maybe even make it pop a bit more. And that sounds like dick alone. But when you go like this, and put it... and then start putting all the things we just did... not this one. Oh yeah, why not? And I just did all that with one kick drum sample and shaking a Tupperware of sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, and pine nuts like a lunatic. And that is all you need to do. And then you just basically just go ahead and kill off the original stuff. Throw some random silent thing with it. So we can go. I'll just make that from scratch too to make the video kind of cover a little bit more. And yeah. So then go ahead and make a new silence. So this silence is going to sound like this. And it's not really going to sound like that. I'm just joking. And more. Down. It should be. And we could even take a little bit of the low. And there you go. That is pretty much. And then I think I did when I was testing this. Out a little bit more kind of effects on it. I think I put it through a rack where I was kind of creating this kind of cool. Yeah, it sounds a little bit better, even better. Let's let that one run through. I like that better. And of course, if you want to try it, this is a very, very techno style technique. And of course, I'm running it through at 140 for the purposes of you trance guys out there. But it works fine for techno guys too. Pitch that right down, put a different kick on it. Obviously, that kick's going to be more of a trancey kick. So I grabbed out like a more techie kick. And yeah, just proceed to just take the tempo and drop that down to say 125, 124. And it should work. I haven't even heard this yet. Let's see. Now you just I would actually go and I probably would conceivably actually neaten up that the quantizing a little bit. Since we are slower, it'll have a little bit more distance when the beats are off, but yeah, you get the concept and the texture is just beautiful. You could have a lot of fun with this stuff. I mean, yeah. Well, anyway, I think I've talked enough. Go play and stay safe and stay at home. Bye-bye.